Well, I want to welcome you to Dream Chasers Radio right here with me, Yaya Diamond. What's up, people? How you doing? And it's a great day. It's always a great day because we have to be positive about this thing. You know what I mean? Being positive is great. And I have a wonderful, wonderful guest on the show. It's Miss Roslyn. She has a book and it's just so adorable. And I want to have her on it because she's an educator. So I give her props. I love educators. Educators, I'm just going to go ahead and say, I love you guys so much. I think that you should be making a lot more money and having a lot more props to you. So thank you, Ms. Rosalind, for being on the show.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So tell me about yourself.
Well, I'm from the Caribbean, the small island of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I'm from a seacoast town. And I'm the fourth in a family of 12. I have 7 brothers, 4 sisters, 2 are alive, 2 passed, 2 of my brothers passed also, and my mom. And what else is there to say about myself? No.
How did you get into education?
Oh, my education, okay, well, my primary education was at a school just a block away from where I was living. And when I ended that school, my first 6, 7, how many ever years of education, I became a primary school teacher at the age of 17.
Wow.
Yes, we have an exam that we would set when we reach, we do not call it grade at home. I guess they refer to it as grade now, but we would have referred to it in my day as class. So when you get to class 6, which is the last, which is like your grade 12 year, you have an exam we call the school leaving exam. That's if your parents weren't wealthy enough to send you to most of the primary schools. We had to pay for them. So my mother had quite a bit of us. But fortunately for me, I was successful in that exam. So once you pass that exam, then you are being hired. We call it a supernumerary teacher. So I began teaching at the age of 17, and I taught for 5 years.
Wow.
School for 5 years. And after teaching, I worked as a legal secretary. And then I worked as a librarian. Then I went to Bible seminary in another school for 3 years. And when I came back, I have a brother who is 2 years younger than I, and he had now opened his legal office, so I worked with him for another 3 years. And by the way, quite a number of my families are attorneys. I have 2 brothers, a niece and an uncle, and they practice at home as attorneys. And I have another nephew studying to be a lawyer also. So we have a lot of lawyers and teachers and ministers. I am an ordained minister in the church where I belong. I had 5 years theological training, 3 in the Caribbean and 2 years when I came here in the United States. I migrated in 1987. I went back to college, Bible college. So we're still on my education. When I got here, I attended the College of New Rochelle. It's a college for adults. So while I work, I went in the night and I pursue a Bachelor in Liberal Arts. And I was blessed to graduate with honors. I was on the dean's list for the 4 years. And after that, I immediately registered at Brooklyn College, City of New York University, where I did a master's in special education. And during that time, I worked as an early childhood teacher for 9 years. So during the 9 years I was working, I went to school during that time, which was good that I did it then. And then during that time, I took all of the teacher's exam, all of the prerequisites and everything that would allow me to be hired as a teacher in New York City school system. And during my first year, I went back to the college, the Brooklyn College, and I did a second master's in art school administration and supervision. that would have allowed me to become a principal or a vice principal, which I wasn't really interested in. I did that so that I can raise my salary scale. So then they would pay me with masters and 30 above.
Okay.
You know, yeah. So, and I worked there with the Board of Ed for 21 years. Got tired. I retired at the age of 68. And I will be 73 in August, all being well.
Oh, well, happy birthday. Happy birthday. I know I'm probably not going to see you on your birthday, but I want to be the first to say happy birthday.
You're rather early. You are very, very early.
Good.
Very early.
Very good. I'm the first.
Yes.
Wow, that is an amazing journey just with education alone. And then actually doing education, having a job, and working in the school system for so long. Thank you so much for being an educator. You have touched so many lives by doing that. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. What did you enjoy about being an educator?
The thing about it is that when I was through teaching at home and I migrated here, I said I wasn't going back in teaching. I wasn't really, I didn't care about it. I didn't think it was my calling. But I also did a lot of teaching church-wise. Sunday school, from growing up from seniors right down, and then we had a Bible school. I taught the youth class, and then the New York Theological Seminary. They had an adjunct center at my church. So I was the one who taught the students English writing. It would seem, and then when I came here, I said that I was going to pick up counseling because I like counseling. And for whatever reason, I just went straight back into education. Wow. And then I came in late. I started teaching here in my 40s, you know. Yeah, so I just came right back into it. So I guess that's my calling.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, nowadays 40s is not old. 70s is not old. People are living into like 104 to 120. So you're like halfway there.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Teaching. That was enough dealing. Because the area of teaching I did, I wasn't in the classroom. I did what we call here home instruction, right? Going to the home and teaching the student. And then, so that means I traveled a lot, and I never drove. I had to use the public transport. So you know what that was like. Running from one end of the city to the next, climbing the stairs, taking the subway, going into homes. Not every home is pleasant to work in and so forth. So I had that experience for 21 years, but it was good. I get to meet people from all over the world, different culture and stuff like that, different custom. So I learned a lot during that time by meeting people from different parts of the world, working in their homes with their children along with them. So it was a good experience. Right. It was a good experience. I had a little of it before because I worked as an early intervention therapist too.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So you did get to kind of work on the counselor kind of side a little bit too. Yes. That was great.
Yes.
That's good. So, I mean, you touched on both things that you love to do, and you have no regrets today, right?
No.
Awesome. Okay, so let's talk about your pastoral degree and what you do are you in church? Are you in synagogue? What do you do?
Ooh, I'm in a heavy-duty fire-brand Pentecostal church. My pastor is a female, and I'm one of the ordained ministers there. Prior to me coming here, I pastored as an interim pastor at my home church for 3 years. When I migrated here, that's when I gave it up and someone else went. So I've been involved with the same pastor. This year will be 35 years since I'm in the same ministry. With the same pastor, and I've worked in every aspect as church secretary, as church treasurer, and again, I'm always in the teaching aspect of the church. I work along, whether it's teaching Sunday school. I directed the adult choir for probably more than 15, 20 or more years.
Wow.
Yes. I worked a lot in the church. Still is, yeah.
Wow. And so you're retired. You work a lot in the church. What are your hobbies now?
Oh, well, what I do now mainly for my hobby is that late last year, I think it is, I felt led of the Lord to minister on social media. So now I'm on Facebook and YouTube. I minister once per week and I put the videos there. I sit right here where I am, just with the same cell phone, and I preach and I put it on YouTube and Facebook.
You go. I mean, you just do it. You do it. I mean, I am just so inspired. I mean, is there any limit to what you want to do that you haven't done already, that you really feel like you haven't accomplished?
Writing, I'm getting lazy. I have half of two books, just half of the draft. I want to continue to make Very Amazing Dream. I wanted to do like a series in it. So I have draft that I began while I was still working about Riri's first week in school. And then I have another one where I was doing it, which I like, as a comic.
Okay.
And it's all about Riri. So I still, those
I
two.
got you. I got you. So we're going to
I'll complete them.
Okay, so you're going to be completing them soon, but you do have a completed book called Ray Ray's, right?
Yes, that's the book that I wrote two children's books. This is the first book, and the second one is Daniel and New Kid at School.
Oh, nice.
Yes, I wrote two. I think I wrote Daniel 2 or 3 years after Riri. I did Riri in 2012. Yes, I have two published books.
Awesome. So Danny, the New Kid in School, and also Ray Ray's Amazing Dream, The Adventurous Week.
Yes.
Aha, I got you. I got you. So tell me about that, because these are cute. They're so cute. I love the covers. I love the whole thing that you put together. Why kids books? I mean, you've done so much. Why kids books?
You see, I like writing, and I've been working with kids, and I work with a lot of special need children too, and then work in the daycare, in the early intervention and stuff like that. And this book came about, it wasn't even planned. I know I like writing. I never knew. One afternoon I came home and I threw myself across the bed. No one would believe this. I think I wrote this book in either 2.5 or 3 hours. I drafted the whole book. That was inspiration from God. And the thoughts just keep flowing. I didn't know what I was going to write until I started. Then I just turned the dream into an adventure.
Wow.
Just like that. It wasn't like planned before anything. I came home that afternoon and I just lay across my bed and these thoughts just began to flow and I just start writing. And in about 2-3 hours, I was finished writing an entire book.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean, you have that gift where, I mean, you're teaching, you were already teaching people. So this is kind of like second nature to you. So what's your future goals? I know you said you have a couple other books that you're finishing up. And then after that, what?
I don't know what the Lord will lead, what he would say. Because, in all my ways, as the word says, I have to acknowledge him. He gives guidance, Yes. Awesome. I don't know where he would lead, what he would lead me to do. Yeah.
Wow. But I know one thing. You're going to be on that YouTube preaching.
Yes, I am.
You're going to be on that Facebook preaching. Yes. That's how that works. Hallelujah. Yeah. Hallelujah. Man, I tell you, I am so inspired by you, Miss Roslyn. Thank you so much for being on the show.
You're welcome.
Oh, man, this has been great. I mean, educators like Miss Roslyn, who is dedicated, not only just going to the classroom is just amazing, but not only she went above and beyond, she went to your house. Okay. Yes. She one-on-one. That's amazing to me. Props to you. Thank you so much for your dedication and for your work that you've given of your life. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And now we got books. We're going to have all of that information about her and the books in the description box below so that it's going to be easy for you guys to grab it and go check it out for yourself. And don't forget to tune in. When is it? Is that every Sunday? What days do you air on Facebook and on YouTube?
So I make the video. I'm not live. I
Okay.
prepare the video like I'm sitting here with you. This is where I sit and do it. And then I post it.
Okay.
So probably when I'm through with you, I will do the video for this week. Sometime I do it in Sundays or a week in the day. But I have about 20 something videos there already.
Awesome.
And it's Awake, Time to Seek the Lord with Minister Thorpe.
Awesome. And that's on YouTube?
Yes, it's on YouTube. Awake, you can just type in Awake with Minister Thorpe.
Awesome. Well, we're gonna definitely get that in the link too, because you just never know. People just may need an encouraging word. Yeah. They may need the word. I mean, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Only the Most High knows. Miss Roslyn, thank you so much.
And thank you for having me. I did enjoy it. I had fun with you.
Oh, cool. Anytime. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. And don't forget to dare to be different. Until next time, guys. Bye.
Bye.
I did to be different. I did.